Hello everybody, this is King Tut here and welcome to another Allegro 5 tutorial. In this tutorial, I'll teach you guys how to put images or sprites or just a bunch of pictures on the screen. So before we go into it, let's define some terms. So image or sprites, they're under the umbrella of assets. Assets are basically stuff that you use in the game. So example of assets is what I told you, sprites and image, but also background image, text, sounds, tiles, which is basically another form of image, but um, basically like a platform or like walls and stuff. That's basically what I meant by tiles, fonts, videos, you name it, it's an asset. It's basically whatever you use in the game. And it's basically objects in the game. So one of the assets we're going to be using are basically just a bunch of pictures, putting pictures on the screen. And to do that, you use the variable called bitmap. Bitmap is also a file extension, an image file extension. It's a very old image file extension, but we live in a day and age where the only file extension we use is PNGs and JPEGs. We don't really use bitmap. That's pretty ancient. But you could actually, but that's basically where it all stems from. Basically using bitmaps as a background image or bitmap as sprites. And in the older version of Allegro, that's basically what you need to do. That's basically all that you need to upload. It's not compatible with PNGs or JPEGs or the like, unless you put in an extension, which is pretty difficult to do in the older version of Allegro. So in Allegro 5, it's easier to put in PNGs and JPEG files for backgrounds and sprites and basically pictures, putting pictures on the screen. So you're not limited to bitmap um, image file. So before we implement the bitmap variable or we implement pictures on the screen, you need to add the Allegro 5 library for image. So to do that, we put in include and then Allegro 5 and then Allegro image, because that's basically what it is. It's an image. You're basically putting image or pictures there. So once we do that, we're not out of the woods yet. We're not ready to declare a putting pics on the screen or putting variable that allows us to put pics on the screen. You need to put in an add-on. Usually add-ons are only for PNGs and JPEGs. Even other image files that are outside of bitmap. Um, the last time I tested it, it really wasn't the case. So to put in bitmap files, you have to have an add-on. So you put in al init image add-on and just give it a sec, and then it just registers. There's no errors. All right, so once you do that, you're ready to declare a bitmap variable. And just like with every other variable, you start with Allegro, and then you put bitmap, all caps, case sensitive, or else it's not going to work. And then you put in, since the pointer variable, you press Shift 8, and then that gets you the asterisk. And for the sake of this tutorial, let's just put image. And then I'm gonna assign it right away. Instead of just putting a semicolon, I'm just gonna assign it right away in just one line. And let's set it equal to a function that loads the bitmap files, or PNG files or whatnot. So al load bitmap. And then you press shift, and then on the left of the enter keyboard, enter button, you press the quotation marks, and then you basically put in the file name. So right now, I actually uploaded kingtutlogo.bitmap and kingtutlogo.png. I've been messing around with the bitmap, so I'm not gonna upload the bitmap file. I'm just gonna upload the PNG instead. I'm just giving you a background on bitmap, the bitmap variable. Why is it called Allegro bitmap instead of Allegro image? So like I said, Allegro bitmap started out with bitmap in the older version of Allegro. Now in this version, Allegro 5, it's basically versatile towards not only bitmap but also PNG and JPEG. So inside that quotation, you put the file name and make sure it's correct, or else your program is gonna crash, or it's just not gonna show up on the screen. So I'm gonna put king. It's also case sensitive. Tut logo, and then .png. So don't forget the extension, and then close it with another quotation marks, and then you put a semicolon on it. So what you did here is you declared a bitmap variable, an image variable, and then you set it equal, and then you load a PNG file onto that variable. It basically, the PNG file gets stored into this variable. I'm not going to worry about other image files. So I'm just gonna show you only PNG just for the sake of this tutorial. I love PNG files. Um, very versatile, in my opinion. And then once you declared and assign it, and basically load the bitmap, load the images onto that variable, you're ready to draw it. So let's draw the image here. So to do that, you put al draw bitmap, and then you put the bitmap name, which is image, and then I'm gonna put 0. So basically the x direction from the upper left hand corner of the image. So as I told you in the last tutorial, it basically goes on the upper left hand side. It starts right here, that's 0, 0, and then positive x direction goes to the right, and then the positive y direction goes down. So I'm gonna put 0, 0, so that's gonna be in the upper left hand side. So I'm just showing you in the screen, but in the window it's gonna be far different. It's gonna be in the upper left hand side of the window. And then flags, it could be any flags. It could be like you could color it, whatnot. But I'm not gonna be using flags. So if you don't want to use flags, you just put null on it. And then you just end it with a semicolon. And then once you're done with your bitmap, don't forget to release the memory. You don't want to have a memory leak. So al destroy bitmap image. And then you're done. So let's run the program. And voila, you have an image of King Tut, or probably my logo. Well, actually my logo. So there you go. That's basically how you load Bitmap. And it's also versatile. You could do it with any other files. Doesn't matter which files you use. It's going to be showing up on the window. Also, be sure to do some research on what different gaming library, which kind of um, image extension are compatible with um, different different gaming library, because not all image extension is going to be compatible with um, let's say Allegro 5. For example, GIF, the GIF file, which is basically like a very short animation kind of file. That's not compatible with Allegro 5. Could have been compatible with Java Swing, but it's not compatible with Allegro 5. So that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like and follow on Odyssey, and I'll see you next time. Bye.